guys, welcome back to 1TP. I'm Taylor. I'm also playing SpongeBob, and I got that thick-ass boy Bubble Buddy beside me. And I guess Jason Shadowstreak is here too. Whatever.
Yep, that's me. I'm
Alright.
here.
Well,
Yeet! Alright, so...
I'm leaving. Alright.
No. What do you mean?
Can I go in here?
Yeah, that's where you're supposed to go. In the last episodes, last couple episodes, we did Rock Bottom, and in this, the next three parts, we're going to be tackling the next level, the Mermalair.
Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, my heroes! Hit me with a water ball, hit me, hit me, hit me!
Yeah, we don't do that stuff anymore, kid. We're retired.
His nose, literally.
Is that the TV repairman?
No, it's that excited sponge kid again.
Oh, are you sure he can't fix the TV?
Mermaid Man, 'twould be my greatest honor to fix your television.
Could be.
Hey, sponge kid, you really want to help out?
Oh boy, would I!
Okay then, but lighten up a bit on the enthusiasm, huh? You're making my bowels act up. We've got a little problem with some robots down in the Mermalair. Are you sure you're up to this task?
Absolutely, Barnacle Boy!
Well, go over to the couch to access the Mermalair. We'll meet you down there.
Is it pudding night yet?
Do we know how old they really are?
No, but it's safe to say, like, probably late 70s, early 80s, or older. I don't know. At least 70s. At least. Actually, talk to that TV. Press the... Oh, what the heck? Hang on. Hit that again. Keep hitting it. I want to see all the different images. Because in the original game, and like I mentioned...
he's happy with this one.
Oh, yeah. But keep hitting them. I want to see all of them. Because in the original game, whenever you'd hit the TV, you'd get these different images to show up. And when we tried this in SpongeBob's house, it didn't work. But apparently it still works here in Shady Shoals, which is nice at least.
It gave me a sock.
Yep.
I love opening presents.
That's probably why, because you quote-unquote repaired the TV by hitting it. So I mean, that's good. But you can actually watch the TV too, and I'd like for you to do that before we go into the main level of this game.
Sparkly!
Or this area, I should say.
This is a Bikini Bottom news update. We're getting unconfirmed reports that the robot menace is emanating from the chum bucket. The proprietor, Plankton, has released the following statement. Hear me now! I'll crush you all beneath my... And now back to your regular programming, Retirement Home Girls Gone Wild.
Excuse me?
And
Oh,
okay, well that was just, that's probably thumbnail worthy. What you need to do is go up to Mermaid Man.
yes.
Yep. And then you get this nifty little animation where the couch just kind of lifts up and SpongeBob just kind of goes in like that.
That's creepy animation of
It is.
Man.
It is, and that animation is in the original game too, so it's not just a remake thing.
I'm eating pistachios.
So this here is the Mermalair. Popular setting in terms of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy episodes. This tends to show up quite a bit. Obviously inspired by the Bat Cave from DC Comics. You know, Batman's main lair.
Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy.
You shouldn't sneak up on Mermaid Man like that. His heart's not so good. Come to think of it, nothing on him is that good anymore.
Except them purple shell titties.
Sorry, Mermaid Man. It's just that I'm always so excited to see you two. Standing in your awesome presence gives me the chills of justice. See? I've got goosebumps on my goosebumps on my goosebumps on my goosebumps on my...
All right, kid, knock it off. Just tell us what you want.
Well, I really want a new pair of sunglasses. Patrick sat on my old ones.
That's not what I meant.
Actually, it's a good thing you showed up, young Sponge.
It is?
It is?
Yes! A bunch of evil robots have taken over the Mermalair security system. It's up to you to shut it down and stop them!
Well, why him? We're perfectly capable superheroes.
Because it's Thursday and we have a whole bunch of doctor's appointments.
Ah, fish sticks. I forgot.
Go talk to the Mermalair computer in the next room. She'll tell you what to do.
I accept this awesome responsibility, Mermaid Man. You won't be disappointed. Shamed, maybe, but not disappointed.
Oh, I was gonna say, what the heck was up with, like, that weird circle thing, but that was his bubble wand. That was
To
weird.
the doctor's office! Away!
How do they breathe?
They're part fish?
Where?
Yes. Alright, so this is the Mermalair.
What?
As I was saying, this is based on the, you know, it's loosely based on the Batcave from Batman. I mean, it's I shouldn't say loosely, it basically is the Batcave from Batman. But, it's got a whole level dedicated to it, which is really awesome because obviously the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy episodes were a pretty big part of the first 3 seasons of SpongeBob. Not that they weren't in later seasons too, but, like, this game was originally made during the first 3 seasons, so, you know, it's kind of in tune with that. And, this right here is actually a new enemy known as Arf, the cowboy bot dude. Yeah, so what Arf likes to do is he likes to sick his little robot doggies on you, and they will explode doing that dive bomb attack. They'll jump forward once, and then they'll try to dive bomb you. So he'll do that. If you get too close, he will use that dog crate to kind of swing at you. The best way to take him down is by hitting him from afar with a bubble bowl. Although because he's leveled up, because he's moved up to a higher level, he's not as easy to hit with it, you know, because obviously you can't, so you can just hit him with your wand. Or you could go behind him like this. But you can still hit him with your wand. It's just that in most situations it's better to hit him with the bubble bowl. But again, right there you could have hit him with your wand, and that would have been better. You also actually in the original game can break those computers right there, but you can't in the remake, which is kind of disappointing. If you'd swing your wand at them in the original, they would make this busted sound and the screen would go red. But yeah.
Thick.
This, the first section of the Mermalair is very short, very sweet, and to the point. And this section right here is actually a pretty nifty little, Easter egg. If you, well, you can hit whichever button you want, but,
There's only one.
you might want to turn around.
There's only one. Hey, there's a button.
And that is the Invisible Boatmobile.
Not so.
Fun fact, in the original game, it would still be there, and you could stand on it. In this game, it pops out of existence whenever it's not visible, which, in my opinion, is stupid, because the entire point of the Invisible Boatmobile is that it's invisible, but it still exists. And you should be able to get in it and feel it, because it's still there, even though you can't see it. And I think the gag is kind of ruined in the remake, because you can't sit in it or stand on it, which you could do in the original game. So it's like, it's not really the Invisible Boatmobile anymore, it's the non-existent Boatmobile, because it stops existing as soon as it, you know, pops out of sight, which, again, is, I don't know, I mean, in most situations it's like, yeah, okay, that's a nitpick, but like, when you really think about it, it really does undermine the entire point of it being an invisible boatmobile, because at that point, it's not invisible, it just doesn't exist. It's just a boatmobile you can pop in and out of existence. So, I mean...
It would have been cool had the, you know, box still been there.
Yeah,
You could
like
sit on it. Or...
yeah, and the original game lets you do that.
The Mermalair, secret fortress of the wrinkly superheroes Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Squidward, am I happy to see you? And not just the kind of happy you feel in the front of your knees, but the kind of happy you feel in the back of your elbow. Oh, you'll never believe what's been happening.
Yeah, I've already been briefed by the geriatric duo. Those two old coots sent me in to get updated with the Mermalair computer. But since you're here now, I'll let you do it. It's right over there. Oh, look at this place. I mean, please. Would it kill them to lay down a few throw rugs? And all this wasted space? How did those two old fogies make all this?
Oh, that's easy. In episode 27, the Mermalair is invaded by the digging monsters of Bermuda, and they...
Never mind.
Talk to him again.
SpongeBob, how do I get out of here?
Well, that depends. Do you want the booby-trapped or the non-booby-trapped exit?
Non-booby-trapped, please.
Then go that way. Or maybe it was that way.
There's a fun little gag for you. One thing I do advise anyone who plays this game is after you finish talking to a character for like a main cutscene, talk to them again, and you might end up getting a fun little gag like that one right there. But because the last level was a Sandy level, that means that you are now playing as Patrick for the Mermalair level, which I think is really fitting. It makes way more sense for Patrick to be playable in this level compared to Sandy.
Leave it to us. I'm great at throwing things.
All you have to do is pick up a throw fruit and throw it into each of those funnel machines.
Throw the fruit?
No, throw the throw fruit.
Throw the tofu.
You might want to be quick about it. I tend to explode. I mean, they tend to explode.
Yes, so yeah, you can also activate that if you want, because there are 2 golden spatulas here for Patrick to activate in this section of the level. This is the only section of the level you'll be playing as Patrick, but you have these 3 funnel machines that you're essentially required to hit the button on, and if you press the red, you obviously take damage, and well, in that case, you get knocked off the ledge. But all you gotta do is do these 3 mini platforming challenges and hit the buttons, and you'll be good to go. I will say, when I played this when I was younger, this mission gave me a very, very, very hard time. So I'm curious to see how you manage to pull this off. And if you struggle with it, don't feel bad, because a lot of people struggle with this the first time they do it. These 3 throw fruit machines are a pain in the butt to deal with. So, you know, if it's not clicking for you, don't feel bad. But basically, you just gotta bob and weave, you know. And I wouldn't advise standing still. You're better off just charging forward, so you have to avoid less of those spheres. It feels like it's kind of RNG, which direction it goes. But, I mean, I don't know. There might be a way to influence it. There's a tendency for those things to, I'll explain that one in a second. There's a tendency for those spheres to go more to your right than the left, but, you know, it is what it is. The center platforming challenge is always the one I get out of the way first, because I don't know if this is the case in the remake, but in the original game, if you die, you have to press all 3 buttons again. In the remake, it might not necessarily be that way, but you seem to be doing fine on this one. In fact, that seemed really easy for you. In the remake, that one, or in the original, that one always gave me the most trouble, but I don't think those platforms tilt as steeply. So I think they might have improved that in the remake. But if you do end up dying here, we'll at least have our question answered of whether or not those switches reset. In the original game, that center platforming sequence, the best thing to do... Wow, there you go. The best thing to do was to throw it onto that second platform, pick it up in the middle of the second platform, and then throw it to the platform where the button's on, get to the platform the button's on, and then press the button. That's how I do it instead of walking across all four, but since the remake apparently made that doable, that's, I guess, a way you can do it, although I still stick with my original strategy. But here, what you need to do is you need to stay on the blue. If you touch the red, you will take damage, and the fruit will be destroyed. So, you didn't seem to have much trouble with that mission after all. You're an epic gamer, what can I say?
Thanks.
You're welcome. But yeah, there's the
You
throw
did
fruit
it!
mission.
Now I can get some sleep.
Me too, dude.
Yep.
I hate that.
I don't know, I think you do a good impression, it's cute.
No.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Fucking hate it.
But yeah, so you can take the Patrick Teeter-Totter to go up to Patrick's other golden spatula for this level. Once the fruit decides to respawn. Don't stand on that, by the way, because the fruit will not respawn if you're standing on the thing.